Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, as you all know that there are 16 seats for the post of statistical officer in the agriculture department in the upcomings of PPSC. That is a golden chance to get that job. That is a government job and that is grade 17 job. I request to all the students, you should work hard for getting that job. Today it is lecture number 29 of basic statistics course, and that is lecture number 4 on the topic of regression and correlation. Before starting today's important lecture, I request everyone subscribe to my channel, like and share my channel, and click the bell icon for the notifications of the next videos. Let's start. First of all, in today's lecture, I will tell you what is R square. R square tells us the percentage of variation in the dependent variable with the help of independent variables. For example, if we are interested in the production of wheat, wheat is the major crop of Pakistan. If we are interested in the production of wheat, we want to estimate the production of wheat. Wheat is our dependent variable. It depends upon number of waters. 4 number of waters or 5 number of waters are required for the production of wheat. Number of waters is an independent variable. Next, number 2 is quantity of seed. That is another independent variable. Third independent variable is quantity of fertilizer. Fertilizer can be DAP, phosphate or urea or etc. The quantity of fertilizer is the independent variable. If R square is equal to 0.37, what does it signify? What does it identify? It tells us that 37% variation in the production of wheat, which is our dependent variable, has been explained by these 3 independent variables. That is the concept of R square, a very important topic. I will start a very important question. Number 1, R square is also known as A, coefficient of determination, B, multiple correlation coefficient, C, partial correlation coefficient, D, semi-partial correlation coefficient. Dear students, that concept is important concept for every multiple choice question paper. Coefficient of determination is also known as R square. It means A will be the correct option in the exam. Question number 2, the coefficient of determination is defined by the formula. The formula is explained variation over total variation. And it can also be written as 1 minus unexplained variation divided by total variation. These both are correct, a very important one. Question number 3, if the coefficient of correlation is 0.7, question number 3, correlation coefficient is 0.7, the percentage of variation in the dependent variable explained by the variation due to independent variable is. Dear students, that is the concept of, that is the definition of R square, the variation explained by independent variables, that variation of dependent variable explained by all the independent variables, that is R square. And that is the question when R is given, and we will have to take the square of R. 0.7 square, that will be 0.49. If you multiply 0.49 by 100%, 49% will be the correct option. it identifies, it signifies, it describes, it tells us that 49% variation of the dependent variable has been explained by all the independent variables. 49% is the correct option in the exam. When r is given, just take the square of r and multiply by 100 and you will get the coefficient of determination, which is r square. Question number 4. The method applied for deriving the regression equations: A. Concurrent deviation, number 2. Product movement, C. Normal equations, D. Least square. That method is called least square. D is the correct option. Question number 5. The normal equations for fitting a straight line by the method of least square are, we know the normal equations are summation y is equal to na plus b summation x, and the next one is summation xy is equal to a summation x plus b summation x square. These are the two normal equations, and you can also write summation y is equal to nb plus a summation x, summation xy is equal to b summation x plus a summation x square. These both can be the correct answers in the exam. Question number 6. The number of normal equations for fitting a polynomial of degree 3. Dear students, a very important concept. When we have a straight line, a linear regression line, for example, we have y is equal to alpha plus beta x plus error term. It is linear regression line. The power of x is 1. When the power of x is 1, there will be two normal equations. And if the power of x is 3, that is mentioned in that question, the number of normal equations for fitting a polynomial of degree 3, there will be 4 normal equations. That is the concept. If the power of x will be 2 in the exam, then there will be 3 normal equations. Please keep in mind. Question number 7. To fit a curve y is equal to a b power x. Question number 7. Y is equal to a b power x. Take log on both sides. Log y is equal to log a. You know that is the rule of logarithm. Just multiply will be changed into plus, and the power will be in the start. X log b. That will be the correct option in the exam. That equation was given. Just apply log on both sides. Log of y is equal to log of a plus x log of b. That is the correct option in the exam. Question number 8. The range of multiple correlation coefficient. Question number 8. Capital R 1.23. The range of multiple correlation coefficient is always 0 to plus 1. A very important question. If they ask what is the range of the regression coefficient, that will be minus infinity to plus infinity. If they ask what is the range of the correlation coefficient, that is minus 1 to plus 1. If they ask what is the range of the multiple correlation coefficient, that will be 0 to plus 1. And what is the range of the partial correlation coefficient, that is from minus 1 to plus 1. These 4 concepts are very important for all the papers of statistics. Question number 9. The multiple correlation coefficient R1.23 involves A. 1 independent and 2 dependent variables. No, incorrect. B. 3 independent variables. Incorrect. C. 3 dependent variables. Incorrect. Dear students, that is actually the dependent variable. X1 is the dependent variable, and after dot there are 2 independent variables, x2 and x3. It means x1 is the dependent variable and it depends upon x2 and x3. These two are independent variables. A very important question. If they ask from you R2.13, it means x2 is the dependent variable and x1 and x3 are the independent variables. If they ask about capital R3.12, it means x3 is the dependent variable, whereas x1 and x2 are 2 independent variables. Please keep in mind. Question number 10. The appropriate test to test the significance of the multiple correlation coefficient R1.23 If we want to check the hypothesis of 1.23, we will have to use F test. Please keep in mind, F test is the appropriate test to test the significance of the multiple correlation coefficient. Question number 11. If the multiple correlation coefficient is 0 or 1.23 is equal to 0, then A, x1 is uncorrelated with x2 only, incorrect. X1 is uncorrelated with x3 only, incorrect. C, x2 and x3 are uncorrelated, incorrect. D, x1 is uncorrelated with both. R1.23 means x1 is uncorrelated with both x2 and x3. That is the concept. If R1.23 is equal to 0. Question number 12. The partial correlation coefficient R23.1 measures A, the joint effect of x2, x3 on x1, incorrect. B, the joint effect of x2 and x3 are studied keeping the effect of x1 as constant. That is the concept. We are studying these two, x2 and x3, when the effect of x1 is constant. That is the correct option in the exam. Question number 13. The range of partial correlation coefficient I discussed with you. The range of the regression coefficient is minus infinity to plus infinity. Range of correlation coefficient is minus 1 to plus 1. Range of multiple correlation is 0 to plus 1. And that is the question. Range of partial correlation coefficient, that is always from minus 1 to plus 1. That is the correct option. Question number 14. Significance of partial correlation coefficient can simultaneously be tested by A, T test, B, Z test, C, chi-square test, D, F test. Dear students, multiple correlation coefficient is tested by the F test and significance of the partial correlation coefficient is tested by T test. T test is the correct option in the exam. A very important question. Assalamu alaikum.